It's not just a normal solar eclipse, and even if it was, that would be bad news enough. Upon further investigation, I have far more confidence in the things that I have already said. Let me show you what I have found. 7.4 earthquake and several aftershocks hit Taiwan yesterday, 8 days after a total lunar eclipse hit the Pacific plate and the North American plate at the same time. For reference, the lunar eclipse covered this area right here over top of the divide between the Pacific and North American plates. The earthquake was over here in Taiwan, on the other side of the Pacific plate. Correlation does not equal causation. The title of this paper, published in 2019, The Combined Effects of the Gravitational Forces on the Tectonic Plates on Earth's Surface Exerted by the Moon, the Sun, and the Other Planets, are one of the main reasons of the earthquakes. This article, published in 2023, the Moon's pull is so strong it may trigger earthquakes on Earth. Scientists are still baffled by its power. This article, published in 2016, Moon's pull can trigger big earthquakes. Big earthquakes, such as the ones that devastated Chile in 2010 and Japan in 2011, are more likely to occur during full and new moons, the 2 times each month when tidal stresses are highest. There's no shortage. The Sun and Moon are linked to earthquakes along the San Andreas Fault from 2016. Let me nerd out a little bit, hold on. A total solar eclipse requires a new moon, and when they are lined up, so is their gravitational pull on the Earth's surface. A total lunar eclipse requires a full moon, and the Sun and the Moon are pulling against each other. Now hold on a minute, that full moon, full lunar eclipse that we just had covers the same exact area as that total solar eclipse we're about to have on April 8th. And the moon has already caused an earthquake. This is the annular Ring of Fire eclipse we had last year. During an annular eclipse, you get a ring of fire because the moon is too small to totally cover the sun. This is the total eclipse we had in 2017. This is the total eclipse we're about to have on April 8th. Now, back on the 20th of March, I said, so that the new moon of a solar eclipse is like a barge passing under a bridge and hitting one of the supports. Now, I said there might be 2,000 cars pass over that bridge before it collapses. But 6 days later, we saw that if a cargo ship hits a bridge support, it might collapse immediately. But then a few days later, a barge hit a bridge support, and we see that it only damaged it. Yes, I understand. It was very strange that I said that, and then days later it happened twice. What can I say? Listen and watch. Once again, I say, I cannot predict that the April 8th solar eclipse will cause the New Madrid fault zone to pop off, or that it'll pop off so hard that that hidden fault line will become apparent, or that the Pacific plate will slip under the North American plate, causing the topography to fall. Because those two plates colliding is what caused the mountain ranges to form there to begin with, and when it slips under, it'll release that tension. It's that easy. Y'all think the topography is fixed? How do you think it got that way? I cannot say that this is going to happen anytime soon after April 8th, only that it absolutely looks inevitable at some point in the future. I mean, just look at this map real quick, though. Then look at that for a moment. And now look at this map of past eclipses and the paths that they make on the face of the Earth constantly. And now let's put them on a flat Earth map just to see that that is the start of a geometric pattern like unto, I want to be clear, a geometric pattern of gravitational and magnetic paths that the Sun and Moon take above the face of the Earth. Such as this one that the Earth and Venus make in 8 complete orbits. And hold on one second, it doesn't matter if the Earth is orbiting the Sun or the Sun is orbiting the Earth, this is the pattern. And this is what that's going to look like here. And I'm sorry, flat earthers, there is no flat Earth animation that I can find of this right here, but it doesn't matter anyway. If you look underneath the animation, you see the Earth and Venus in 8 orbits. You see Mars and Venus in 7 orbits beside it. And to the right of that is Saturn and Jupiter in 7 orbits. Underneath, that's Uranus and Saturn in 7 orbits. You can see these patterns that are made here. This is sacred geometry, but it's much more than that. Now, these intricate dances that the celestial bodies and the Earth and the Sun and the Moon all participate in with the stars are not just patterns of movement. They are patterns of movement involving forces like gravity and magnetism, or whatever you prefer to call them. I don't care at this point. These are all just labels we put in our own little understandings of stuff and how it works. Is relativity wrong, chock full of errors? Yeah, of course it is. Einstein was a dirt monkey. His brain was made of dirt. But we do the best we can here, with what we have to work with. But science says the forces of the planets and the Sun and the Moon affect the Earth. We know that the stars do also. Muons and neutrinos, I mean. From the stars, bombarding the Earth by the billions and billions and billions every moment of every day, all the time. Don't be surprised if Mario jumps a level. Neutrino hit the switches and turned a 1 to a 0 and he just jumped level in an apparent glitch. It's recorded. Go look it up. It is no coincidence that our technology is based on this 369 as told by Nikola Tesla. This sacred geometry can be seen on every level because it is intricate to how the universe itself functions on every level. Forces and gravity and magnetism and such if you need it mundane. It's not mundane. These are celestial heavenly bodies. Bible says the sun rules over the day and the moon and the stars rule over the night and divide the light from the darkness, and that means more than you think it does. And it really does show on every level. Look at how that one resembles that solar eclipse map we were just getting started on. The only reason this is not a complete and super impressive geometric pattern right here is because it's too small of a span of time in the recordings. You put enough time and recordings in here and it's a full thing. The sun and the moon, the lunar and the solar eclipses, would make a pattern just like this if they were fully recorded. It's just that their pattern traces out over a much longer period of time. This one's just not done yet. It really is just Russian nesting dolls on every level. These patterns, this sacred geometry, this is how reality itself functions everywhere, all the time. It looks like a chaotic mess on this map because this is a globe map that's been flattened out, not to actually represent how it really looks. You can't get a real good look at how this would actually play out in a pattern on a flat version of a globe map. But just imagine that these are like pin strokes of somebody contouring the earth with all of these movements, shaping the face of the earth. That's what the sun and the moon are doing here, shaping the face of the earth, literally what's causing the movement in the tectonic plates to begin with. Causing the tides, causing the weather systems. And it's not even a mystery and it's not hard to see at all. They have to know this. Somebody has to know about this all. It's not remotely far-fetched. The ancient mystery schools knew all about this. This is how it lines up with Orion's belt, and if we just turn the clock back until this star is dead center in this pyramid, we can tell you exactly when they were built. Among many things, the pyramids are also a timestamp. We have the star charts, just dial them back. Now, we are absolutely, and without a doubt, there is no argument against it, talking about forces and frequencies. And if you zoom into those, you find more forces and frequencies. From classical physics to the quantum physics, it's all forces and frequencies. Reality itself being a projection on every level of, can you guess, forces and frequencies? The idea that ancient sacred sites are built on places of power or energized sites, giving rise to the idea of ley lines, as if there is some sort of grid of power, and that the ancient sacred sites are laid on this grid, or these energized sites. The idea of which is more than plausible, it seems rather likely, considering that the Large Hadron Collider at CERN is located in the same place as an ancient temple of Apollos, the seat of Satan, as the Bible calls it. Makes more sense now why they have a Lord Shiva idol out front. Destruction, rebirth, and cycles. And this, boys and girls, is ancient mystery school occultism realized in the modern world. This is the religion of the pre-flood world. Opening portals and such, yeah, they're trying to call the angels down from heaven again. Literally. But they're still learning how. They're primitive in their efforts. You can see how it has progressed through the years, and this one is the future plan. They want to figure out what really makes reality tick, you know? Because the fellas funding all this are always so benevolent with their findings, like nuclear bombs. Needed those, right? Are they doing the devil's work? Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be supernatural. The things that they're going to make with their own hands are going to be evil enough. Anyway, they're firing this thing up on April 8th, the same day as the solar eclipse, for a reason. And I mean, it's an occult ritual. That's why they always have those occult rituals right before they fire it up and such. This is ancient mystery school technology. Now, we're talking about the United States of America because these 3 solar eclipses happened right here. Now take a look at this recent earthquakes map. Now look at this recent earthquakes map, knowing that the sun and the moon are doing this. I cannot say when the Pacific plate is going to slip under the North American plate and flatten out topography. I cannot say when the North American plate is going to split in half. I can say without a doubt something just like this is what'll cause it, though. I can't say how many cycles it'll take. I can only say this looks like the inevitable outcome to me, according to the science. And I know the earthquake in Taiwan was caused by that full moon total lunar eclipse. We'll see.